Peace and blessings, everyone. Queen Osset here. Welcome back to my channel. Today, let's take a walk through Wally's world. This is an oracle deck that was created by one of our very own tarot YouTubers, Tara over at kittensweights&tarot, was called to create an oracle deck. And I'll put a link to her channel down below. And if you've been watching her for any amount of time, then you know that the star of the show tends to be Wally. Wally Walito, as she fondly calls him. And he is her cat, her feline. She is his human. We know who's really in charge of all of that. So when Tara was creating this deck or putting together this project, she had put, I guess you could say, a message out into the world for people to contribute photos of different places they have been, places of meaning to them and such. And so hence this deck was created. And it's a deck filled with images of places around the world that are deemed sacred, and they're deemed sacred simply because of the feeling that they convey by the visitor. Yes, some are actually sacred spaces, but you know, I can find sacred space on my park bench in my local neighborhood. Local neighborhood, is that an oxymoron? Anyway, in my neighborhood. So without further ado, here's the box. It's a gorgeous box. Has flowers on it, you know, the gold lettering and such, and it says a healing journey through sacred sites. Nothing's on the back of the box. It has this beautiful turquoise color, which is, I believe, the color of Tara's favorite stone, hemimorphite. And inside we have sacred geometry, and we have a healing journey is a journey home. So the deck is comprised of, how many cards here? 64 cards, so it's a pretty big deck. And then we've got the guidebook with an explanation of each of the cards. Now, I do have one minor complaint. I do. The font is so small that I have to use a magnifying glass to read it. I'm sorry. I can't read it. The guidebook has a page for every card, and I am just wishing, I mean, I haven't watched anyone else's walkthrough. I'm just wishing that all of the space here was used to expand the text, so I wouldn't have to use a magnifying glass. You know, I want to be able to read about the place. I want to be able to get that information so that I can tap deeper into it. Honestly, when I looked through some of the cards, some of those places didn't resonate with me, meaning they weren't familiar to me, meaning I wasn't able to get a whole lot from the imagery until I was able to read, like the perception, try to see through the photographer's lens. But that is my only complaint. I just wish the font was just a little bit bigger and took up all of the space. I mean, it's tiny. It is. That's better. So you can see that. I have old eyes, you know, and I like to read my guidebooks. So, yeah. Anyway, the backs of the cards look like this. And she says, Tara goes into explaining that the back of the card has she took several photos of her favorite stone for healing, which is hemimorphite, And hemimorphite for her has always been very calming, very soothing, and an aid to helping her ask for assistance on her healing journey. She chose to center her favorite red rose orange. The red rose bush that produces these flowers only blooms but a few handfuls of red orange roses a year, making these roses very rare and special. She says she placed the seed of life in the center of the rose because they are only the beginning of this beautiful journey together. So, let's see, I'm going to pause for just a minute. Okay, what I wanted to do was go through my deck, no, my rock, my crystal, my bones of the earth, my bone collection, and it's a little cockeyed. Let me see if I can get this straight. Let's do that. Is that better? Okay. Go through my bone collection and find a piece of hemimorphite, and there it is. It's that gorgeous turquoise color. Let's take a look here. Put that over there. You can see, looks almost like the color of the back of the box. Okay. So that's the back of the card. I'm going to leave that there. And then she talks about the borders of the cards. Okay, and she says she took pictures of her red, white, and red orange roses to place around the frame of the card, creating a portal of healing. She placed a gold triangle at the top. Let me see, can you see that? Oh, there we go. Hemimorphite, I need your assistance. Can we put you on top of there? All right. Okay, good. She says that she placed a gold triangle at the top. You can see that there. And the bottom of the border, as well as a golden circle. You can see it there. And on the other side as well, there. On the left and right side, these shapes are very stable and healing for her. So she says the images on each of the cards are a mixture of her personal pictures and those submitted by friends near and far. Each image holds a special healing place in the heart of each person who snapped the shot. Wally, her Siamese cat, is placed on each card in the deck. However, Wally is not in the forefront of the image because I see him as your guide on this healing journey. This very first card, you will see Wally laying there. Right there. Okay? Wally is therefore placed hidden within each image. Card number 13 has the image of her boyfriend's old cat, Herb, who hidden within the image instead of Wally, who's hidden. He's there. So that's Herb, card number 13. Herb was so strong, so wise. He made his transition over the Rainbow Bridge after 18 and a half years of life. This image represents his transition into the winter of his life, looking off into the rising morning sun, awaiting his next adventure. Lastly, card number 64 is of her old cat, Presley, instead of the image of Wally. Her boyfriend has always said that Presley was his guide here on earth. Now Presley guides him and myself from the other side. Presley was more than a cat to them. He had such a presence about him. He would look at you with those giant lavender eyes. You just knew that he knew exactly who you were at the core. 6 plus 4 equals 10, and 10 is such a powerful, transformative number for her. It is both an ending and a beginning. Let Presley's ending aid you in your beginning. And then, she has suggestions for using the cards. Sit with them and allow the free association to begin. Let your eyes move around the cards and gather the imagery. So I'm not going to do a lot of talking because this is a big deck, and if something catches my eye, I'll use the magnifying glass and speak. Okay, so let's begin, shall we? Oh, hold on to your seatbelts. We're going to get a little wobbly here. I'm going to drop the legs of my tripod so we can get a closer view of the cards. Okay. And I can take Hemi, put her aside, and I can do that. All right. A little cockeye there, but no big deal. Okay. And we're off. Interesting. That's one of my favorite cards in the deck. Snowbound. There's Wally right there. That is a card of an ending. Oh, one of the things I should mention to you, is that she does have a table of contents in the book. And she does have each of the cards, with the pages there. You can see that. And then you can see the corresponding number of the cards right down there. It's in a faint gold, but it's there. Lots of sunsets. I'm loving that one. That one. Takes place in old Asia. Set upon your path. I know it's a pair, but you don't know what's coming in. You could be waiting for something to come in, or you can be getting ready to start the next leg of your adventure. But you have to take perhaps that long walk first. Again, another sunset. Bamboo. Symbol of wealth, tenacity, prosperity. That old cathedral, tradition, stability, again, convention, structure, rules, order. Ooh, too fast. See, we have a bridge, bridging two worlds, possibly, or passing through from one area to the next, crossing that bridge. Stairs. Ascending, climbing, elevating, rising up. I like this one. Open your mouth, yell, scream. How about entering into the belly of the dragon, facing your fears? entering into another world, another realm. I'm loving the work on the door itself right there. All of that. That's what caught my eye. It's another language. Your ancestors, communing with them, sharing with them, breaking bread with those who have come before. Crowd of people. Where are they? It's a gathering. Is it a gathering of like-minded individuals? Those last two cards are like stepping into another realm, most definitely. Of course, here we're in another place. I feel tradition, being reflective of that tradition, tapping into that. Things are not easily dispensed when they're built from a place of tradition. They have significance and meaning. Is that a Tibetan bell? I'm not really sure, but I see. Is that what do you call that? The mallet, the striker, right there. Okay. Another one. Take you above and beyond your current reality. How about that? Or the Ferris wheel. Again, there's energetically what I'm feeling is with this deck is you're crossing from one realm into another. For me, bodies of water are always the energy of the ancestors, the energy of spirits. And so you're leaving perhaps your mundane life, crossing into the realm of spirits, going into the next realm, those that are occupied by your guides and your ancestors to gain that knowledge. Not necessarily making a transition, what would it matter? But sometimes maybe in our dream world, opening ourselves up to receive that sort of information. I always say water is a conduit to connect with spirits. And this is why on my Boveda, we tend to keep glasses of water. Okay. Oh, so now we go beneath the earth. We go into the other world. We go into the other place of perception where your perception can be distorted. If you've ever done deep sea diving or even gone to the bottom of the pool, your senses, everything changes. Your sense of depth perception and what you can hear and what you can see is skewed. You enter into another world. Many paths. Here we have another spirit world. I see that. It reminds me of a grove in Jamaica we were warned about. This push out of the way. here. Any more fight. Oh, look at that. That's a purple sky. I don't know if you guys can see that clearly. Let me see if I can get this closer. But the sky is actually purple. I'm going to put that one aside because I'm curious to know what that is about. If that's actually photo manipulated or if that was an actual an actual photograph. Cactus. Is that like the non-paleo cactus? That's that flat cactus. Sustenance, strength, you know, because you can cut that open and have that meat. There's juice in there. You know, appearances can be deceptive. Are you afraid to go beyond your rigid sense of perception to get to the heart, the nourishing, the nutrient, or the nutritious part of there? Or are you going to be held back by the prickly facade? Interesting. Okay. I don't know what that is, but it looks familiar. Is that the Blarney? What card number is that? Card number 50. For the first time, I'm going to pull out the book. Card number 56. Cosmic Creeper. We know who that is. She took this photo. It's the Chalice Well Gardens, the Vale of Avalon, Glastonbury, United Kingdom. The photographer, Cosmic Creeper, said that this has long been considered a sacred space. From her first visit to her most recent, it has always been a peaceful and healing experience. A spot to take in all the surrounding beauty and reflect on the magic of standing there, steeped in history. Ah. Okay. I like it. I like it. We have this one. Some of these places I'm quite familiar with. Well, not because I've been there, but I've seen them. A lot of groves. A lot of other worlds that exist within our own world. Sky. Oh my gosh, look at that rainbow. Stonehenge, of course. Ah, and there's Presley in the garage, front and center. So let's see, we had card number 51 here with the purple sky. I was very curious about what that is. This is taken by Tara, Spring Valley, California. And she says this is looking out into the early morning sky from her backyard balcony. It is views like this that solidify her belief in real magic. Gaia is alive, a living, breathing entity with so much beauty to offer. Oh, let's go back to card number 52. Let's see what I have here. 58, 56, 53. I just read something very interesting. That card number 52, is a photo that was taken by Marsha Lau in Honolulu, Hawaii, and she says, this water picture, this was taken where Gilligan's Island was filmed at. So those of you who are familiar with the Professor and Marianne and Ginger, yeah, and Gilligan, of course. Yes, interesting. So let's pull a card. Let's see what message we get. See if I can do that. cardstock is not Llewellyn cardstock. It's on the thicker side. Okay. Just shuffle the cards, let them fall. The cards are beautifully gilded. I mean, look at that mirror image. I could probably look into that and refresh my lipstick. Look at that gorgeousness there. Okay. Shuffle. Yeah, really easy. This side, that out. Do this. Not necessarily easy to spread out, but I'm in a small space. Let's take a look and see what message we have. Here. Do this one. And that is card number 45. 4 plus 5 equals 9. 9 is, the number for Oya. See, what are we looking at here? Charmaine, the photographer is Charmaine Musacchio. It's the Metropolitan Opera House, New York City. Wow. She said that this pic was taken in the upper balcony of the Met. This is a prelude to Lucia de Lammermoor. It was her first opera and that she saw there after she got her Met contract. Dreams come true. Well, congratulations. Thank you, Charmaine, for sharing this with us. So you got your Met contract there? Are you a performer? I guess I'm going to have to do some research and look you up, huh? Dreams do come true. So you went from one phase of your life into another. Oh my gosh. Let's take a closer look at that, shall we? Let's pull another one and see. Oh, that's that door. Well, 2 came out. That door. Doors open. Take a new path so that your dreams come true. Or walk towards your dreams, right? As doors open. Let's see, that's card number 28. Well, that's fascinating. 28 is my date of birth. I'm going to take a look. 28 is... the Vatican in Rome, Italy. Yes. I love this picture. This was taken by Tara. I love this picture for its juxtaposition of light and dark, enormity, and the miniature stature of the young girl. It was here that I felt a balance taking place. You know, sometimes we are faced with big challenges that seem out of our control. They seem to be something that are just enormous, and we don't feel that we can manage them. We can work with them. We don't feel we have the power or the control or the knowledge and all of that. But sometimes you have to step out on trust and faith and walk through the door and step out on your path so that you can get a better perspective, and therefore your dreams, that light, that glare, okay, allow your dreams to come true. So you can tell, guys, that I do this very informally. I don't do any editing. I probably should, but I won't. I mean, if you were sitting with me in my living room, What would I edit? Right? I don't edit life. I live life. Let me see. I'm gonna do something with that light though. Oh my God. Let's see what I can do here. There we go. Oh my gosh, that's so much better. Who knew? Okay. Wow. Can actually see that better, yeah? You don't need a lot of light. Interesting. So, with that, thank you so much for joining me on this walkthrough. I'll leave these cards out for you to get another look at them. Enjoy them in their beauty. This is the back of the deck. This is the box. Hang on, we're going to wobble just a little bit as I pull out the legs of the tripod so that we can get a better view. There we are. I don't know, did that help? Anyway, here, all of this, the guidebook that comes with it, and a piece of Morphite. Well, guys, thank you so much for joining me, and we'll talk again. Take care. Bye-bye.